I'm Ryan.
My name's not Ryan.
That's Greg.
I'm Greg.
And together we are functionally literate.
Oh, together we are functionally literate. Together.
We can totally read. At least at a fifth grade level, right, Greg?
That's right. We put the fun in functional, yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yep.
And what are we talking about today, Greg?
Oh, man, so many things. I thought I had it, and then I couldn't find it, and then I found it, and then I couldn't find it again. So we must be talking about Lost or Found. Just in Case Adventures by Scott Edwards.
That's right. Your bestest buddy, Scott.
I think he would be surprised to hear that.
Well,
but he is somebody that is from my distant past, and we grew up together, fond memories. And he was always one of the cleverest persons on the block.
And he wrote a book, and you persuaded me to discuss it with you.
I did, as a matter of fact, and tiramisu was a part of that persuasion. I fed you tiramisu. Yes, indeed. Yeah,
What?
You were in the bathtub. I was wearing rose petals and fed you tiramisu. And I said, I have this book that I would like to
Are you
discuss.
trying to say tiramisu?
I might have a specific dialect that you might not be familiar
You're
with.
under the impression that you fed this to me in the bathtub.
Well, while wearing rose petals, yes.
While wearing rose petals.
Yes.
Okay, so while Greg's trying to slander my good name, let's get on with discussion of the book.
Your good name. You smelled terrible. That's why you needed a bath. But now you don't smell terrible. Well, you wouldn't be able to know this anyway because we're just doing.
Anyways, today we're discussing chapters 17 through 22. There's also an epilogue.
Oh, yes, there is.
There is. So where did we leave off, Greg?
I'm going to go out on a limb here, say at the end of chapter 16.
Right.
So what has happened thus up until henceforth and before this is there is a private investigator who is trying to save not only the world, but also the continent of Africa.
Yeah.
His name is Justin, last name Case.
And he really likes it when you say just in case.
That's right.
Unironically.
Right, exactly. That's true.
He's very disappointed that no one has done that yet.
He is very disappointed. He's trying to kind of get his name in there.
Yeah.
So anyway, they have gone into outer space on the space shuttle Atlantis. Hijinks ensue. They end up going through some sort of portal to this other place.
And time.
Which is what they discover, yes.
Yeah.
And
they
to
find
try to
a place called the Lasterfan.
Yeah, the Lasterfan, exactly.
Yeah.
So they have a crew in addition, a Zap Brannigan type character named Flash Bulb or Light Bulb.
Captain Flash Bulb.
Flash Bulb, that's right. Yeah, he's very bright.
Super bright. No, honestly though, he's smarter than Justin gives him credit for.
That's true too. That's true too. That's exactly true. And at the end of 16, well, if you just heard the last episode, we are...
no, they heard it 2 weeks ago.
Did they hear it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you might want to give them a little refresher on that.
So there was a guy that was on the away team with them. His name was Dev. Dev decided to travel back in time without telling anyone.
That's right.
That's where we immediately left off.
That's right.
And so they discuss, in chapter 17, they discuss whether or not to go after him, but they're not allowed to.
That's right.
And so then Justin starts going on about time travel and confuses himself, speculating about time travel. And I'll be honest, I was also confused.
And, well, time travel is confusing.
Well, so here's my thing, though. Even when time travel is confusing, most of the time I can still follow it. I could not follow it in this book. The moment time travel was introduced, I was confused the rest of the way.
I guess.
So
maybe I was too, but maybe that's just my baseline. So I just kind of went with it because most everything is either confusing or frightening to me.
Yeah.
Just generally speaking.
So even though they're not allowed to travel in time,
right,
Sue decides that she's going to go anyway. And so she breaks the glass. She takes a time travel gauntlet.
That's right.
She disappears.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jake makes a sarcastic comment here that I felt was unnecessary, if I'll be honest. Because Jake's like, would have been awkward for if the glove hadn't worked, huh? And I'm like, Jake, is this really the time?
Well, he's FBI.
Right.
So
Totally.
right.
Makes notorious for sarcastic comments.
Yes. Notorious for masters of poor irony.
So apparently
Yes.
Sue took an experimental
Yeah.
time travel device not safe for use. But it doesn't matter because time can't be changed. They make sure to emphasize that in this moment. It doesn't matter that she left because she can't change the past.
Right. But that's where I will suggest that's where the tension comes from, because they don't necessarily know what to do. They just know they're going to be doing something
Yeah.
that creates this,
Yeah.
but they don't know what.
Yeah. And so they decide to go to another room away from Cirque,
Right.
who was the time travel manager guy. They're like, "Hey, what
Yes.
could we we're going to go to another room. We're going to thank you for all your
Uh-huh.
help. Bye-bye." And
Yeah.
so then the chat doesn't really further the plot other than decide that Jake's going to do some secret agent stuff. Only he didn't need to.
Yeah.
It's-
Wait, well, I guess we're going to get to that because you're suggesting he didn't need to.
No,
Yeah.
he said he didn't need
Yeah.
to. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna sneak in there and I'm gonna like listen in or whatever." But
Right.
then he was gonna like put on a disguise or something.
Yeah.
He didn't need to do any of that. He just went back to Cirque and asked him some questions. It's like literally the next page. He was just like, "I was gonna do some secret agent shit and I didn't have to. And I'm disappointed." It's like, why even? I feel like this was supposed to be a joke, but it didn't land. That's how it feels to me.
I think that's that can be fair.
Yeah. So we learn that apparently Dev's like identifier ring was activated later that afternoon, and it was active for about 18 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So here we start getting into like the hardcore backwards time travel, because all the time travel before this has been
Forward.
to the future.
Yeah.
But now this is the first time we get the sense that there's going to be there had to be some sort of backward time travel, because that's what they wanted to have happen, to make sure that Africa, the continent, gets restored.
Yeah.
So, was Africa going to be, was it going to just come back to the planet and kind of heal the planet? Or was it they're going to try to go backwards in time to make sure it never happened to begin with?
I don't know. At this point in the
Right.
story,
Yeah.
like I was thinking like, okay, so they're going to try and get the continent back and
Right.
put it back where it was. But
Right.
even if they do that, it'll be 12,000 years older, which
Right.
means that billions of people are dead.
And I mean, considering the state in which they left the planet Earth,
Yeah.
it's unclear as to what the state of planet Earth would be 12,000 years after, I don't know, Armageddon, like a perpetual Armageddon for 12,000 years, it seems.
Yeah.
I mean, right? That's what was happening.
Yeah. I really wish I had taken the time to ask a scientist type, hey, what would happen hypothetically if the whole entire continent of Africa disappeared? How long until all of humanity ceases to exist
Yeah.
when that happens?
Well, this book is pretty hardcore science, too.
Uh-huh.
No, it's not. Not at all. Not at all. For those of you following along at home, it is not hardcore science.
So, turns out Dev left behind some things,
He did.
including his tablet. So, they later on decide, like a couple members of the team decide to look at the tablet. But in this moment, the narrative focuses a lot on April's obsession to keep things tidy.
It does.
And I don't understand why.
Yeah,
It doesn't come up again.
Yeah, that's true. Like there's like the cleaning and this. Yeah, that's right. Uh-huh.
It felt unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
So they get back to their ship, the Atlantis, which is being supremely upgraded.
Right.
And honestly, the way it's described, I don't know why they didn't just give the away team a new ship.
I don't know why either.
Do you want to get into how it's described?
I'll let you do that.
Okay. So the way it's described is they are essentially building an entire ship around their ship. The only part of the original ship that you can see is on the underbelly, and the original ship can detach and be its own thing,
Like a speedboat being pulled by a luxury yacht.
if you like.
Yes.
And so I am genuinely left wondering, if you were going to create this thing with this capability, why not just give him a new ship?
So I'm going to try to answer that.
Yeah.
Okay. If when they go back in time,
Yeah.
they're going to need to be able to have a ship that is recognizable to that time, as well as I imagine it's kind of like the Star Wars Jedi Starfighter, like jump rings or that sort of thing that the ship kind of goes into, and then it can go into light speed, the Jedi Starfighter. So that's kind of how I'm imagining it right now. So you still need kind of this base ship that can detach and be recognizable, but in order to get to that point, you're going to need some extra technology, shall we say?
Okay.
And make sure that it's, that it's clean and tidy.
Okay. All right.
But now we get into right after this, we get into the whether or not, so they have this new ship, this retrofitted and upscaled ship.
That's in progress.
That's in progress, right. Now we get into the judicial system of Lasterfang.
Before we get into that.
Yes.
I noticed that there was a missing close quote on page 162. Someone was talking, and there wasn't a close quote. It's at the top of the page.
Yeah.
Flintstone's talking, and it's not clear when he stops talking.
So the rest of the book is just Flintstone, is that what you're saying? The rest of the book? Yep. That's
absolutely.
Very, David Foster Wallace, I think.
Also, there's an awkward sentence on this page that I just had to take the time to quote. They looked at us with a million questions on their faces, the first of which came out of Fred. I just didn't like that sentence.
Wait, what page number is
this? This is page 162.
I think we have different versions.
How do we have different versions?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to find out.
All right. Here you go.
Yeah.
So page 162, it's the last page of chapter 17.
Oh, yeah. That is my page 161.
Okay.
Are
our books like the same dimensions?
I don't know. Yeah, a little bit maybe. I see it now. It looks pretty good to me otherwise. Yep.
You see what I am seeing?
No, I have no idea literally what I'm looking at your book right now.
At the very top of my page 162.
Oh, I see. That is a quote from the previous. Yes. So there's a new paragraph.
It's dialogue.
Yes, it is.
From Flintstone, and it doesn't end with a quotation mark.
You're right. That's exactly right. I completely see that now. You're exactly right. It's really that this quotation mark is missing. I really see this book in a whole new light. It's
give me my book back.
Yeah, there you go.
So everyone but Jake and Justin decided to stay on the ship. Jake and Justin decided to go to the hearing about Africa and attempt to get their continent back, which leads into chapter 18, as you said, the hearing.
The hearing, yes, that's right. I have that written up there, actually, on the hearing. The hearing, yes. This is the hearing.
So they go to the hearing, and they meet an alien called, and he insists on being called this, Article Arbitrator Benson, who directs them to take their place behind a podium. He doesn't call it a podium, but it's a podium.
Yes, right. That's exactly
And
right.
so then a group of people come in, and this bit stood out in how odd it was. So it says, almost all of them looked as though they came from India. I know that sounds racist. I don't mean it to, but I guess it does. If I offended anyone by describing them that way, I apologize. So I'm going to, Scott, firstly, that description that they look Indian it's not racist. But if it was, so what? Justin Case is fictional. So it's okay for him to be flawed and sound a little bit racist. That's my stance.
I think, you know what? I agree. That is your stance.
It just, this whole bit here felt very, it felt a little clunky. And I think a lot of that could have been cut.
There's this other part of the breaking of the fourth wall here on the page that says chapter 18 on it. So I know who Richard Dawson is. Do you know who Richard Dawson is?
I'm familiar with the name.
Yes. Dick Dawson, Dick son of Daw. Yes.
I don't know exactly what's up with Richard Dawson.
Yeah. So what I'm getting here, particularly with the Steve Harvey, is this is made to look like Family Feud. That the podium with the two microphones, that's what this
Was
is.
Richard Dawson the prior host of Family
Yes,
Feud?
Richard Dawson.
Which is why he's being snarky. He's like, how about Steve Harvey? Is Steve Harvey a better reference for you?
Yeah, right.
Whatever, never mind.
So, I mean, there was a part of me that's a little confusing, and I mean, part of I think is like catharsis from an author of like being able to like say something out loud. But if this is in fact, just in case is recollection or storytelling of it, then there's no stakes anymore, right? Because we know that just in case, unless he's saying it from the dead, we know that he's going to survive and everything's going to basically be okay, right? That's kind of the part of frame stories, right?
Okay.
Is if you're part of the frame story, well, you know that you're going to be okay at the end of this because you're the one telling the story.
Right.
So that was a little part of me. Now, but again, I'm of a generation where that was like the nostalgia kind of felt good to me. But I understand that is always not for everyone, that level of nostalgia.
So you liked that little bit there.
I like the other nostalgia bits. This is not one of them ones that I like.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
okay.
But I do like the other nostalgia bits that he has kind of sprinkled, peppered throughout the book.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this other group of humans.
Yes.
One member of that group, Phi Ting, said that per legends of his people, a large chunk of their homeworld was ejected into space. A small group of heroes went in search of it, and they were unsuccessful, so they settled on a new planet. Eventually, they found the chunk of their lost homeworld, and in an effort of preservation, built the Lasterfand.
Yes.
Then they heard tales of a group that would one day come and claim this long-lost continent as their own, and they were prepared to take part in this hearing when that happened.
That's right. So I like the idea of how prophecies sometimes are, kind of told with this reverence. And then like through like all different kinds of prophecies, right, are told with this reverence. But at the end of the day, when the prophecy actually gets fulfilled, it's just a bunch of jerks, out in space doing this thing, whatever it is. Like, it's this exalted language and this exalted, again, this prophecy in the future, this thing will happen and these lost people that we'll find and all this. Like, no, it's just some dude who kind of bumbled his way into the future with this group that's kind of, a Timo Scooby-Doo club.
Well, it's not like the council's much better.
Right. Well, right. Exactly. Exactly.
Throughout this entire explanation from this other group,
yes,
is just constant interruptions from the council.
Yes.
They just came off as this group of really inept jerks that didn't know how inept they were.
No, they didn't. They didn't. And that's one of the things too. When I'm jumping to the end a little bit here, but when there's like some violence, they're just really bad at it. They're not like these, except like in the future, advanced civilizations doesn't mean that they're like really good at fighting or at combat.
Nah.
Right? They're kind of, again, it's Team Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
They just it's gonna bumble their way through things, and there's an outcome of some kind.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is the judicial system of the Lasterfand that we're. Mm-hmm.
So then it's Justin's turn to present,
right.
And he was totally unprepared, which I don't understand why he was unprepared.
Yeah.
I mean, he claims it's because of that whole explanation, and he was just like, I just wanted to give him I wanted to listen, and it's like, but you didn't think about what you wanted to say before, like the whole thing started. Whatever, Justin. Okay.
I mean, he's not ready. It's like he was not ready just in case. Was not ready.
Right, but his buddy Jake finally said the thing.
Yes.
He said the thing. He said, just in case.
Did.
So Justin gives his accounting of events, using the fact that he found Jake in a pod on the continent as proof that it is theirs.
Right.
So then each group gets a Lasterfand, employee to be their witnesses to justify their claims. And the council decides to have a recess for discussion. And so the chapter ends with Justin noticing a member from the vaguely Indian-looking humans looks like Dev Sharma.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. And that's how chapter 18 ends. So chapter 19
Yes.
is how Dev came from the future to destroy Earth. That's what this chapter is about. So we established that this is a younger Dev. And it seems clear to Justin and Jake that this Dev is going to go back in time to Earth. So they decide to follow him. On their way, Fred and Dick meet up with them and reveal that they got into Dev's tablet and they discovered that he planned to cause the Africa incident the entire time.
But do we know why?
No.
Well, of course we know why.
Okay, go ahead.
Because he is of that group.
Yeah.
From that. So if there's going to be a oh, wait. No, so if he goes back in time to do... Oh, no, hold on. So if he's going if he's from that time from the... No. So if he's from the... Yeah,
You're making fun of the characters.
A little bit.
A
Yes.
little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. That's what I'm...
So
That's what I'm
peppered
doing.
throughout,
Right.
whenever there's a conversation about time travel, the characters confuse themselves immediately.
Yes, exactly.
They confuse themselves immediately.
Right.
None of them know anything about time travel. They don't know what they're talking about. They're trying to...
Right.
Like, you're right. It's literally a Temu mystery game. Like, they don't know what they're doing.
No, they don't.
So, when I said no, we don't know, like, why Dev did it. What I mean is there was no... He didn't put, like, any kind of testament in the tablet. Like, he didn't explain himself in his own notes.
Right.
Probably didn't expect anyone to read it.
Sure.
So they go after Dev.
Right.
And they find him and Phi Ting with Cirque, the guy who manages the time travel tech.
Right.
Phi Ting, naturally, has Cirque in a chokehold. So then there's a little bit of action here.
Naturally in a chokehold.
Naturally.
Naturally. Is the chokehold natural or is the situation natural?
The situation's natural.
Okay, very good.
The situation's natural.
But the chokehold is very unnatural.
No, yeah. So there's a little bit of action here, and it ends with a bullet hole in the technology and Dev gone.
Yes.
And it appears that he was sent further back in time than he wanted to based on the time travel coordinates or something. I think actually Cirque says, oh no, the tech was damaged, so he went further than he wanted to.
Right, yes.
The chapter ends with Justin realizing the scrap of paper that he got way back when at the start of this story from the guy who died in his office were time travel coordinates. He makes this connection because he's looking at the time travel tech and he sees that the coordinates on the tech looks very similar to the random numbers that was on that scrap of paper.
Terry Lambert.
Yep. That guy.
Yeah.
That guy who died. He was in the prologue and then he died.
That's right.
Yep.
That's him. Yes, so let's say for a moment though, that you were a member of the civilization that is on the African continent for thousands of years,
right?
On the Lasterfan, like hiding in.
So does it establish that these people have been living on the Lasterfan for like thousands of years?
That's my understanding.
Okay, that's your understanding?
Yeah, that's my understanding.
I didn't get that.
And Dev was kind of a part of that group, that indigenous group, as they got teleported away. Their lives continued and their civilization continued, but it's in outer space and with all of these other alien creatures around. And they are, they're just fine. And telling the story of in the future, somebody's going to come and try to take us back. And we don't want to go back. Like we have a 12,000-year-old civilization or however long it was going to be.
Yeah,
right?
After 12,000 years, it's long too late.
Yeah.
It's a little bit awkward to go back at that point.
You're kind of entrenched at that point. You've got a whole rhythm, and have that interrupted and go back. Like you would try to defend that.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what Dev, I think, is trying to do, is kind of defend from making sure that the events go forward to create this 12,000-year-old civilization.
I am noticing a flaw here. On both teams' parts.
Oh, okay.
Right? Okay. And it's a lack of communication, right?
Yeah.
Because it seems pretty clear to me that if they just talked it out a little bit more, maybe they'd be on the same side. and maybe they could have come to some sort of amicable conclusion.
Yeah, but how are you going to, like, come to some sort of agreement with somebody whose name is Fighting? I mean, really, like, there's going to be conflict there. I think the conflict was inevitable if your name is Fighting.
Fighting was the one that was holding Cirque in a chokehold.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if their name was, I don't know, Lotus Meditation Place or something like that, I think you might be able to
Amy Cable.
Amy Cable, yes. You could come to some sort of agreement, something that would be, Cal Elaboration or something like if there's
Cal Elaboration. I love that.
Right,
there we go. Yeah. No, that didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen. No, but you're talking with somebody whose name is Fighting. It's gonna come to fisticuffs.
So, chapter 20.
Chapter 20.
Jake, who happened to be the one that fired a gun, he got arrested.
That's the FBI for you.
Yeah. So Justin, Dick, and Fred, they go back to the ship. Its upgrades are nearly complete. It barely looked like the original.
Yes.
The original, as I described before, can detach and function normally if needed, and now the ship could teleport without outside satellites. So that's nice. That's a nice little upgrade.
I think, that's more than just an undercoating.
Yeah.
That's a real significant upgrade.
Yeah. Justin, however, wasn't impressed. He only cared if the improvements could help with their mission. Which, I mean, it seems to me like, that seems like a pretty important upgrade to help with the mission. And so then Fred sits down to go over the time coordinates.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see that, though. Cut to the resumption of the hearing. Jake was marched in wearing handcuffs.
Wait, this is
chapter 20.
Yeah, no. So I thought that this was like this is my confusion. I thought this was like new hearing after the gunshot. Like that's what
they said. They had a recess of the last hearing.
That's right.
And they said they were going to talk about it and come back.
Yes.
After I don't remember the exact phrasing. I think they said it was 20% of a rotation or something.
Oh, buddy. That's exactly 15% of a rotation too much. I'd go right to sleep. I don't know what a rotation is. I'm gonna
assume it's like a rotation of a planet.
Yeah.
But the Lasterfan's not a planet, so I don't know what their reference for a rotation is. Yeah. Cut to the resumption of the hearing. Jake was marched in wearing handcuffs. The council ruled that because Jake fired a weapon at a member of the opposing group, his group's claim to the continent was void. Greg, what are your opinions of this ruling?
Your Honor, my client was clearly fearing for his life in this moment, and with appropriate due process, you will understand that the actions of this one individual in this class action would not and should not color the whole rest of the group. And if, in fact, you need to punish an individual who fired off a firearm, there can still be a legitimate and righteous and legal and moral claim to the property in question.
So naturally, there was a bit of a kerfuffle over this ruling.
Yes, right.
And then a door slams open, and there's Sue. And security goes after her for having a time travel gauntlet.
That's right.
But then she disappears. And then she reappears, clearly from a further point in time.
But younger or older, so one of is younger, and then the other one is older.
So the first time it happens, when she reappears, she's 2 years older.
Yeah,
Jake,
that's right.
Justin thinks 2 years older.
And she's disheveled.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
And I think she's also wearing gear for somewhere cold. And so then she rushes to the stage and she says, "I have info for the hearing." And one of the council members says she's a criminal, so her info is irrelevant.
Yes.
And then she's like, "No, but it's not my testimony." And then she starts to pull out a laptop, but then she's gone. And then she's back again, and she's looking like the younger one who first entered.
Yeah.
She has a newer version of the same backpack. And so then she goes to pull the laptop out again, and she plays a video of the older Dev stating that his actions while traveling through time, including killing Agent Lambert from the beginning, were to ensure a stable timeline.
Yes.
Sue then goes on to explain that after her initial jump, she tracked Dev down to the Atlantis, their spaceship, before it jumped. It was Sue who stopped the Atlantis from getting shot, which we knew. Justin saw that. He didn't understand what he saw, but he saw that.
Right.
Then she interrogated Dev.
Yes.
And then she's been jumping around erratically between the Lasterfand, Earth, and a couple other places since then, and she can't get the gauntlet off.
Yes. And she ages kind of back and forth in this time as well. So, I mean, it's very kind of Inception-like, where you're going to like hang out for a couple years and have a rucksack that kind of, you know, gets more distressed with age. And all of a sudden, pop, you're back in this place, and there's no sense of, you know, getting your bearings or anything else. It's just, you're just middle of having this conversation again that you started years ago.
Yeah.
And now there's this. It's almost like this book isn't real, Ryan. It's like almost like this book is made up.
Well, if you're gonna go there,
I'm just saying like this might be fiction, is what I'm saying.
The council now, with all of the information, they make surprisingly reasonable rulings in favor of Justin's group.
Yes. Again, this is like they don't seem like very good at anything.
Nah.
Like they're the authorities of the Lasterfand are kind of
inept.
Yeah, they just kind of bumble through things and like make decisions, and then something happens, and they're pleasant for the most part if you don't shoot guns. You know,
a little obnoxious,
right?
But harmless.
Yes, right, exactly. They're harmless. Again, unless your name is fighting, that's a problem.
So their rulings were that Jake is released, given the circumstances with which he fired his firearm. Sue is ordered to give up her gauntlet, assuming anyone can get it off. And Africa is given to them. Hooray, hooray, happy times all around. Justin and Sue kiss. That's a chapter.
I had some...
If you have additional...
Yeah, I have some... I did write a little Deus Ex Machina here.
Yeah.
On, you know, as this, there is the authorities are kind of everything's okay, you know. It's very, I don't know, Shakespearean comedy, like everything's okay,
now.
We're that was my sense of this anyway. Yeah.
So chapter 21.
Yes.
Everything's all hunky-dory.
Right.
Everyone's preparing for relocating Africa back to Earth. But then suddenly, tragedy strikes.
Yes. In an instant, everything changed.
In an instant, everything changed.
That's right.
The other group from the meeting attacks Justin's group.
Right.
Right as Cirque is asking Sue for that gauntlet back.
Yes.
So we get a few pages of combat.
Well, this is... I just want to interrupt for just a moment.
Go ahead.
This is... So this is a little bit like you've kind of, you still want to keep playing D&D, but you just beat the big bad.
Yeah.
And so the DM has to kind of like, all right, what's this other complicating thing that we can just throw in to kind of keep the story going? Because I'm having fun playing with all of these characters. You know, that's the sense. This was the moment in the book where I realized, okay, we're not going to have this tiny little denouement. We're going to keep having these complicating factors over and over again, because I don't know, that was the sense.
It would have been nice to have seen a little foreshadowing that this was going to happen, that this attack on their ship was going to happen.
Well, this isn't the fighting guy, so yeah.
Was his name foreshadowing enough?
Right, maybe, I don't know. Like maybe that was it. But yeah, that might be. I don't know, but I don't think that like fighting is like the big bad though either. Like it felt like, again, we've had this resolution, but is it really a resolution, or there's kind of this insurgency afterwards?
Well, I find it interesting that, so the thing about the ruling that the tribunal or the council or whatever you want to call them made, I feel like if Justin's group lost, they would have done the same thing to Fai Ting's group.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, beyond a doubt.
It's one of those situations where the hearing was actually totally pointless because this was going to happen regardless.
Sure, like from a dramatic point of view, the hearing was.
I mean, it wasn't completely pointless. It's important for the Lasterfand to be on their side and to help them facilitate getting Africa back home.
Right. There needs to be some level of legitimacy. Like there was a hearing that gave one group a legitimacy that needed to be challenged by the other group. And at this point, because I mean, it's the Just in Case Chronicles, we're invested in this group.
Of course.
But if there was a book from the point of view of Fai Ting and others, then it would be clearly that this was an injustice and we must rectify this injustice before it's undone forever.
So we get a couple pages of combat. And this is some constructive criticism that I have for Scott.
It's feedback.
This is feedback.
Constructive feedback.
All right. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
In my experience, good prose for combat is it's very quick. It's very short. It's written in such a way where like, oh man, everything's happening very fast. But here we're getting a bit of like, oh, this happened. Well, let me talk about it for a paragraph. And I feel like just the pace could have been a little bit quicker, right? Like it felt like even the characters didn't seem invested in the fact that they were fighting. Like Dick dies. And it's a very unsatisfying death because Justin and Dick just are making some stupid jokes about the fact that Justin didn't like exercise enough.
Yeah, that's true.
And that
right.
And that Dick's overweight.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's dead. He gets shot in the face or something.
No,
and then he's dead.
no. So he gets his leg is shot off.
His leg is shot off.
And Justin is holding on to his arm,
falling.
Right, Justin's holding on to his arm. And then
stupid jokes.
And then it's jokes. And then he gets shot in the arm, and his arm
is blasted off, and he dies.
Right. Well, the arm is still held by Justin, and there is only a head, an arm, and a leg left of Dick as Dick is falling to his death, and there's Justin with kind of this arm that's left, and that's about it.
Yep.
That was pretty grisly for, I don't know, like comedy.
It was pretty grisly and unsatisfying. Like it was not a satisfying death.
Yeah.
Because of the way that he died. Like not him getting shot in the face.
Yeah.
But or
his
in the arm rather.
Yeah, right, yeah.
And not him getting shot, but like his response to it. Like his reaction could have been a little more human.
Yeah. And there's this very much a like a heroic moment of, I won't let you go, Dick. And then he doesn't let him go, but
he dies anyway.
The shoulder kind of lets go.
Yeah.
is kind of is the sense that I get.
Yeah.
Right.
This episode is not brought to you by Weed Eaters.
That's true. That is any small engine machinery that could end up ruining the audio for this show will not be bringing you this show.
What are those? How do they work?
Magic, I think.
Magic, I think. Do you know, Zach, how to like load a Weed Eater?
I do.
Can you show me how?
I can show you, yeah.
Okay, thank goodness.
Yeah,
because I need to eat some weeds and I goof it. I can't get it right.
So it's probably not just you.
Yeah.
A lot of weed eaters are also just poorly designed.
I got an electric one.
Me too.
Okay.
It's enough for a small yard.
Mine's Ego. What's yours?
Oh, it's not Ego. That's interesting. No, I have... Oh, man. Whatever the Walmart brand is.
Walmart has electric mowers?
Hyper Tough. That's what
electric
it's called.
Weed Eaters, too?
Yeah, it's called Hyper Tough.
Hyper Tough? Okay.
It's really bad. It's functional. Like, it does what it needs to do. But
it's functional? Much like we are?
Functionally weed eaters.
It functionally eats them weeds. Anyway, as you can tell, we don't have sponsors. We'd like to, but until then, we have a Patreon and a PayPal. this show is entirely supported through word of mouth and people sharing the show and people talking with us and telling us they like what we're doing, and PayPal and Patreon. Links to those in the episode description. We have 2 tiers on the Patreon. $1 tier, $13 tier. $1 tier, you don't have to listen to this bit. $13 tier, you get to listen to the episodes as I finish editing them. And you don't have to listen to this bit.
That's a good deal.
Yeah. If you can't support us financially, that's cool. I get it. But if you'd still like to support the show, share your favorite episode with a friend. Share this episode with a friend. We try and make it so you can just listen from wherever. I mean, it's a weird choice, but...
Some people like to start their book on page 90.
Anyway, back to the show.
So, Justin manages to get back on the ship, but several enemies are also on the ship.
Yes.
He makes his way to the cockpit, the new cockpit.
Yes.
Not the original cockpit.
It's a better design.
Yeah. And so Flash jumps the ship to orbit around Africa.
Mhm.
We get a page of a dream Justin has. I don't really see much point in the dream. Did you see any point in the dream?
No, but he always has those dreams during those jumps, if you remember.
I
So
do
he-
remember.
Right. So it's everything kind of turns black, and then I don't know.
Did the dream seem to have any significance on the rest of the narrative after the dream happened?
Not to my recollection.
Okay.
So maybe that's kind of an opportunity for improvement.
Yeah. Typically,
Yeah.
when you have dreams in fiction like this, it's supposed to have some sort of relevance in some way, however minor, on the narrative. This dream felt entirely pointless.
This time he's kind of aware of the dream,
Yeah.
and it's just Egypt, right? Like that's
It's Egypt and there's zombies.
right.
And he's being attacked by zombies that are telling him that you let us all die. You let
Right.
us all die.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. So let's use this for a moment, if you can. Just so, what would have been a more meaningful dream for Justin in this moment? Like, what could it have? What could it? Just doing a thought experiment. What could it have been? Could it have been not a a Bugs Bunny type house or something like
I
that?
mean,
from
I
the
think it just
beginning?
needed to be cut, frankly.
Okay,
But
all right, yeah,
what it could have been
yeah,
alternatively,
yeah.
it could have been like some sort of metaphor for the decision he ultimately makes to save the world at the end.
Ooh.
But nothing here like seems to have anything to do with that,
Okay.
other than some guilt that Justin, world on his shoulders,
Yeah.
naturally, was unable to save everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Because how could he? He was just some guy in America when, like, a third of the planet got zapped away.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear that. I can hear that. This is why we have like writers' workshops and things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he wakes. He discovers that,
Mhm.
unfortunately, temporal control, which is like some department of the Lasterfand, can't help them until they're ready tomorrow.
Right.
So Justin decides, fuck it, we're going to do this on our own. How? I don't know. Sci-fi nonsense. Hand-wavy sci-fi nonsense.
A little bit.
So, but then, after he decides this, tragedy strikes again. Fighting's people manage to get into the cockpit, using Jake as a decoy or a Trojan horse or something. And so there's more fighting in the cockpit. And then Sue's gauntlet is shot. And then she falls into the controls as though the gauntlet was designed for this.
That's right. Yes.
And initiates a jump.
mm-hmm.
And that's how chapter 21 ends.
Mm-hmm.
So then we get into chapter 22.
Yes.
They're all back in Earth orbit before Africa disappeared. They didn't take Africa with them. They just time traveled back home.
Right.
They still have enemies on board. And they talk about what they're going to do, what their next moves are. They decide to make a suicide run to the Atlantis because they just need one of them to undock the Atlantis to then go and prevent what's about to happen. They decided, okay, since we've traveled back before Africa was zapped away. We're just going to prevent Africa getting zapped away.
Which is why we saw Sue again at the very beginning of the book.
Yeah.
And we know that she fails because, or she doesn't fail. She does fail.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Yeah, right.
So they open the cockpit, they make a run for it. Justin's the one who manages to get past all of their enemies. He describes it as like a flash, right? Like
Right.
there's well, not as a flash, but he's like it all happens so fast. Like, he's punching, kicking, clawing, biting, maybe not biting.
It kind of reminds me a little bit. So this part of combat reminded me almost like a big mural of fighting.
Yeah.
Like Gru the Wanderer or
Yeah.
Sergio Aragonés. Like there's this massive melee going on, and we're not going to describe it. It's just going to have like the granular part of like I punched and kicked, but that's it. It's not, there's no progression to it until the outcome is we get through it.
Yeah, he gets through it. He's the one to survive the suicide run and get into the Atlantis, where he finds Flash's co-pilot, Elias.
Right.
And Elias is very hesitant about leaving without Flash. And he's like, are you just going to be a co-pilot all your life? And it's like, okay, wait a minute. Hang on. Hold on. Wait a minute. They're co-pilots. He's also a pilot in his own right. He's not like second to Flash.
He's not the vice pilot.
Nah, he's not vice pilot. He's co-pilot. Well, anyways, they depart. And then the new ship, after they disconnect, disappears. We don't know where it goes.
No.
Freddy is still on board the original ship. So the three of them discuss next moves. They decide to ram and destroy the Banff satellite.
That's right.
Before they do, Justin writes this entire story that we've been reading to send to someone.
Was it you? Did you get it?
No,
No.
it wasn't me.
It
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Yeah.
It would have been pointless to send it to me. We'd all be dead if he sent it to me.
Fair enough.
Um,
Yeah, and there is this one moment where like we're gonna create paradoxes. We've already created them. Let's go.
yeah, no. So this is where it
Yeah.
gets the most plot holy with
Okay.
time travel, right?
Yes.
Like, so they wanted to put Africa back, but they didn't talk about like the logistics or the inherent complications with doing that and the sticky moral ramifications of doing that. But whatever, they won the hearing and they were like, okay, we're gonna put Africa back from its perspective 12,000 years later.
Yeah.
So all the Africans are dead.
Mhm.
But Africa is back and the rest of humanity will be okay. And you know what? All you colonizers, you can take Africa because now it's free game because all those Africans died thousands of years ago. That wasn't in the book, by the way. That was just what was going in my mind,
Yeah,
like if
right.
they did that.
Yeah.
But so then they, because of desperation,
Mhm.
they travel back in time. They didn't intend to travel back to when they did. They just did. It's like, oh, it's shortly before this happened. Okay, shit. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so we can do this. We're going to pass by the satellite 3 times.
Mhm.
So we're going to make sure we can hit it properly the first time. On the second pass, we're going to hit it.
Mhm.
And Justin's like, okay, let me write all this down.
Yeah.
And then we get to the epilogue. We return to the prologue timeline, except it's a different time. It's a different timeline, but it's the same place as the prologue.
Yes.
It's the same characters.
Yes.
We return to Terry Lambert
Yeah.
and Milo.
Mhm.
Milo still thinks that Terry's going to get fired.
Yes. Right. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. And
There's
then,
an HR complaint coming.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
And that old lady is still incredibly confident he's not going to get fired.
That's exactly right.
And so he receives a message and he spends 4 hours reading this book.
Yeah.
It took him 4 hours to get through this book. And so when he gets through this book, he's like, okay, I have to go talk to someone.
Mhm.
Because everybody thinks that he blew up a NASA satellite. He didn't,
Right.
but everyone thinks that he did. And so he decides that he's got to go speak with Justin. The old woman who gave him Justin's business card in the prologue gives it to him again.
Yes.
But this time he realizes that this old woman. So hold on, let's rewind because I glossed over this bit. So when Sue's gauntlet got shot, and then she got her gauntlet arm stuck in the time travel tech on the spaceship. it was stuck in there, and they had to like yank her out, and everybody got a bunch of electrical burns, but Sue got the worst electrical burns all over her arm.
Yes, that's
And
right.
so Terry's like, wait a minute. And then he looks at this old lady's arm and he sees long ago, poorly healed electrical burns. And he's like, are you Sue Cros?
Yes.
Yeah. And so she's like, go on, go.
Yeah.
Go on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And that's kind of how it ends
That's-
with Terry leaving to go see Justin.
Right.
The end.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about this whole book.
Wait, which one?
This one.
Oh, I got
This
you.
one. This book that we just read.
Yes.
Okay. So
Now
now that we've finished,
that we finished,
I want you to start.
yeah, I do want to start. So this is my second time through the book.
Yeah.
As I read it when it first came out. God, it's been a while too. Like how many years ago was this original? 2017 is the original, and I bought it right when it came out because I've known Scott since we were little kids together.
Mine was printed last year.
Oh, very good.
Yep.
So I think that, I mean, obviously I'm in a different place in my life than when I first read this back in 2017.
Yeah.
But I will say this, is that if there was I kind of described it like a little bit of Douglas Adams science fiction, and based in reality. Like there's no such thing as an improbability drive in terms of from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Sure.
Right? There's not. There's no scientific base. The restaurant at the end of the universe. The time turbines that go back and forth. Obviously, if they still exist, then time doesn't stop anymore, and the universe doesn't stop. So there's these kinds of improbable things. So there's that level of whimsy. I also think, and I was not familiar with this the very first time that I read it. I'd heard of it, but never seen any Rick and Morty.
Yeah. Well, what about Rick and Morty?
Yeah. What about
What about it?
Yeah. What about it's ridiculous
Yeah.
on its face.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous, and it doesn't actually abide by any sort of science whatsoever. And so
It has its own internal logic, though.
it could.
It does.
Well, I would say, and I'm not a scholar of Rick and Morty. But
Okay.
what I would
Well,
say,
I am, and
okay.
I know what I'm about.
Okay, fair enough. But I will also say that there are these other like Rick and Mortys throughout the universe
Uh-huh.
that I don't know, that sometimes we're rooting for and sometimes we're rooting against, and I don't know why we're rooting for the Rick and Morty that shows up first in any episode. Because they're all awful people doing
Yeah.
not Rick, Morty.
No, yes, Rick, and
Well,
yes,
all right.
Morty.
Okay,
They're both awful in their own ways.
okay, fair enough. But I don't know why. That's one thing. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why am I rooting for this Rick and Morty? Like this Rick and Morty over here that
Is this a parallel that you're drawing to the book?
not exactly, other than the sense of it's absurdist.
Yeah.
It is nonsense. It's absurd.
Yeah.
There are some things that happen. And the other thing that I kind of got the sense of is, again, like Futurama. I get like the Matt Groening asides. There's a bunch of asides in Simpsons, flashbacks and things.
Yeah.
And in Futurama, I get that sense from this book as well, with these pop culture references of Richard Dawson or, and other ones that we mentioned
Yeah.
in earlier episodes. So I kind of get that as well from Lost or Found. So this is a childhood friend of mine.
Yeah.
And I think it's an accomplishment to write something kind of all by yourself,
Sure.
couple hundred pages of it. And I got to tell you, though, that one quotation mark really irks me. That one missing.
The one you didn't even notice?
Golly, yeah, I didn't even notice.
Uh-huh.
Gosh, I'm so angry about that right now.
I feel like I'm being mocked for noticing it, if I'm being honest.
So in that sense, I have kind of a softer point of view.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Of this. That being said, as a work of fiction, it was, and we went over this before in past episodes, where it's like one complication after another, after another, after another. Like you don't want to see a resolution until this resolution that you're writing to. And ultimately that resolution could happen at almost any time because you could just say, oh, and by the way, then this happens.
Yeah.
Right. And so he kind of knew where he was going. The prologue and the epilogue were supposed to mirror each other,
Right.
But I also am not somebody who does a lot of deep diving into fiction.
I think
and-
so. This was his
yeah.
first book, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes,
So I think that all of the issues that I had with it prior to time travel being incorporated aside.
Yeah.
Time travel as a concept in your first book is a lofty undertaking.
Yeah.
And I frankly don't think he hit the landing. And it's not any specific reason why. I think the primary reason why is because of the characters, their attitude towards time travel, right? Because they're
talk
all
about that. Yeah.
they're
What about their
all-
attitude?
they're all trying to logic their way through how this should work based on movies, but none of them actually know, and none of them actually and no one actually says, hey, why the hell are we even talking about this as though we should know? Like, none of us actually know. Like, why don't we go ask someone that knows? Nobody goes and asks Cirque, hey, wait, just for clarification, how does this work? Like is it like alternate timelines? Is it an overriding timeline? Is it a timeline that can't be changed? Because throughout the entire book, once time travel is introduced,
Yeah.
the attitude around that shifts,
Okay.
right? And so at the end, we've got this thing where 3 of our heroes sacrifice their lives to save the whole world,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't actually know what the ramifications of them doing that is, right? Because something that I glossed over is, the new upgraded ship disappears, right?
Yeah.
And then they realize, oh shit, what if they're the group that winds up becoming Dev's group, like the ancestors of Dev's group? What if
Yes.
they're the ones that had to find another planet? What if they're the ones that found the last Erfand, etc.? But the moment you destroy that NASA satellite and prevent Africa from disappearing, none of that happens.
Or does it? Because there's 2 other books. Does it? Or because there's 2 other? No, I take your point. There is. It's hard to have. I think a lot about stakes in terms of things. Like, what are the stakes involved? Like, the stakes at the very beginning are catastrophic, right?
Yeah.
There is the stakes of not only the continent of Africa, but also the stakes of the planet. Is this planet going to survive or not?
Yeah.
Because, there's this cataclysm coming, right?
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
the best part of the book
Yeah.
was the very beginning of the book
Yeah.
when Justin is told everything that has happened.
Yeah.
And he says, I can't help you. I'm going to go find my girlfriend. And I stand by my original comment,
Yes, right.
which was that would have been a better story. Justin trying to find his girlfriend
Yes.
in a world that's ending.
But what if, okay, so let's imagine that for just a moment. Justin finding his girlfriend in a world that's ending. What if as he's doing that, he stumbles through the rest of the sequence of events?
That would have been great. I would have been totally behind that.
Yeah.
What I didn't like
Yeah.
was April, the other FBI agent,
Right.
managing to convince him, because it was a poor argument.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
I would have much
It's a
preferred
little hand wavy.
I would have much preferred
Yeah.
Justin do some actual detective work, something
Yeah.
we didn't see at all in this book.
Yeah.
I would have preferred seeing
Hmm.
Justin being an actual detective, and while trying to further his own personal agenda,
Yeah.
realize, oh, my personal agenda and this global agenda is one and the same. That would have been better.
So he could be like a private detective Chauncey the Gardener and just kind of bumble from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I know the author, and I think he's clever enough to actually write that book. And I think he lacks for somebody like you in his life. No, and I'm being completely serious about that.
Yeah.
I think I mean, to kind of come up with this whole thing and to, I mean, I don't know if he has like a writing group. I don't know
Right.
in Florida where he lives. But, you know, like raising 2 kids and like all of these other things, right? And I am inclined to agree with you is I think that would have been a pretty amazing book.
Yeah.
And I do think that he's clever enough
Yeah.
to write. I mean, clever enough to do this. And maybe there is some of that in the next 2 books
Perhaps.
Yeah. Scott, I bought that. I have not read them. I've been a little busy, but
Just a
I love
smidge.
you, buddy.
He's just been a little busy.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
A little busy. Have you
Right.
seen the news?
a little bit.
Anyways.
a little thing. But I'm inclined to agree with you. Like that is a really I love this book. Like it's breezy. It's really quick read. It's not very complicated at all. It sure isn't deep, you know, or anything. And I think it has an opportunity for some light editing and to completely change kind of the manner in which the story gets told to that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to like, maybe there's 2 Justin cases. This is the very first Justin case. And maybe there's
Like a revised one.
a new Justin case.
Just a new one.
Yeah. Who has the story is there about kind of what happens. Right. But yeah, his own personal, like turn it into an odyssey, a Justin Case odyssey of trying to find Sue as he kind of stumbles his way through saving the universe or saving the planet
Yeah.
again and saving.
And you can raise the stakes too.
Yeah.
For instance, it feels and it felt when I first read it pretty weak that the FBI is like, we're stumped. Let's get that private detective to help us. It works when you have Justin say, okay, well, here's the problem with me helping you, which is there's no fucking way I can help you. So I'm going to go worry about my own problems.
Yeah.
And then like from that point onward, he's like, I don't want to help the FBI. I don't want the FBI's help. They can go figure out the world-ending problems themselves if they even can.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Mhm.
And then he like eventually finds his buddy Fred's place, and he's being tailed because like, you know, the bad guys, even though they're not the bad guys, don't realize that he's not working for the FBI, and so
Right,
then
yeah.
they'll naturally that way
Yeah.
he'll find out like, oh, okay, so
Yeah.
the bad guys are inept. I can use this.
Mhm.
Let me go find the bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Yes.
So here's where I'm gonna leave off because I could have nitpicked so much and I didn't,
Yeah.
and so
It's not important.
it's
And you don't need to. Yeah.
so I'm gonna say broadly, dialogue needs work. My personal recommendation, Scott, maybe your dialogue is improved. I don't know. This is your first book. I don't know how many books you've written since.
2.
He's written 2 more.
Yeah.
The other Justin Case
Yeah.
novels.
Right. Exactly.
So my broad stroke criticisms would be
Feedback.
my broad stroke feedback
Yes.
would be that prose needs work and dialogue needs work. The prose doesn't flow. The
Yeah.
prose gets a little in the weeds,
Mhm.
and then you find Justin saying, well, anyway, so this happened. That could be
It could be fixed.
it's rough.
Yeah.
Dialogue. Your dialogue, in my opinion, when you've got this many characters talking, is very incredibly important. It needs to be memorable, and I'm sorry, none of this dialogue is memorable. None of it. I would recommend Brian Michael Bendis. He is a
Brian Michael
comic book writer, and his dialogue, it has its own style, so I wouldn't recommend emulate him completely, of course, but genuinely, Scott, go pick up the trade paperbacks for Ultimate Spider-Man. Came out in like 2000, 2001. Read those.
He may actually have, because he's a comic book guy. He was one of the first people that got me into comic books a long time. So I don't know if he knows this exact one or not, but nevertheless.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that if you want
Yeah.
good dialogue, you
Yeah.
should read good dialogue.
Yeah.
And Brian Bendis is absolutely someone that I think if he isn't already aware of Brian, then he should read Brian.
Yeah.
And if he is aware of Brian,
Yeah.
then he tried emulating Brian, he missed the mark.
Yeah.
But like I was thinking of Brian when I was reading this dialogue. It was
Yeah.
like I feel like he's trying to emulate someone and he's not quite hitting the mark.
Well, I mean, that's hard to do, though,
Yeah.
too. I mean,
And that's
pretty hard to do.
and that's totally fair
Right,
because
yeah.
you should have your own unique
right,
writing
exactly.
style.
Yeah.
But when it's your first book, it's kind of hard to have your own unique writing
Yeah.
style.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he's improved.
Yeah.
I don't know. But this is those are my two like main criticisms. Like the plot is there. It gets a little sidetracked along the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's my 2 cents.
So I'm really happy for that. I think that you have a lot of good feedback, and that's why I forwarded him your phone number. And
Excuse me?
Yeah, well, no, that'll be fine. And and expect a phone call in the next. I don't know. That might be him right now. Is that you buzzing?
No.
No, okay. No, but again, I think it's always hard to kind of write in a vacuum because when you get really close to something, you can't see it.
Yeah.
You know, and not that he can't see it because, or not that he doesn't have the ability to see it, but it's just when you're sitting with something so closely, it's hard to actually look at it from another point of view. I mean, as somebody who's written a handful of things, I know what that's like, and that's why nobody has read my writing for 20 years because I know that's like I'm really close to some things. It's really close to some things, and
Too close to let it go and share it.
yeah, well, yeah, that's part of it as well as like I mean, and I'm at a part of my life now where it's people that would be in my circle that this is really good or whatever, and it's kind of hard to get authentic feedback. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this is good considering like you are removed enough away from the author to say, hey, if
I don't know the author.
Right, yeah, no, but if we were in a writer's workshop together, here's what I'd say. You know, and one of the things that he said like very early on after the book got published and I read, he's like, what are the things that you remember? Like he's trying to do these writing exercises with, you know, on social media.
Okay.
And, you know, we all have our busy lives. We all have this, but I did communicate with them one time with this. I said, the thing that I remembered from early on from like the first scenes was the woman in the purple eyeshadow. I remember that image and I don't know why I remember it, but that ends up being Sucrose at the end. And I'm like, how did that one thing stick in my head after all of this time? You know, I'm like, all right, so there's a there. And I agree. Like you have to write the, you know, 100% so that you can get rid of the 60% that's just no good and stick that 40% that's pretty awesome and kind of develop through that.
Yeah.
You know, and develop that. So, you know, again, I love private detective stories. I love those kinds of stories. And this is more like along the lines of like Indiana Jones adventure than a private detective.
Yeah.
You know, like he's going off on this swashbuckling adventure.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, a private detective.
Yeah.
So,
I think
anyway.
something else that I would recommend to Scott.
Yeah.
Read the Dresden Files. Because that's about a private detective who's a wizard. And it's from first person perspective.
Ooh.
And he goes on cases and he uses his magic while going on those cases. Obviously, don't make Justin into a wizard. But those books do a very good job of interweaving Dresden's personal problems with the larger problem, the larger case that he's trying to solve.
Yeah.
Which I could see Scott trying to do here, right?
Yeah,
because
right.
the whole time not the whole time, but the majority of the time he's trying to find his girlfriend, and he kind of finds his girlfriend by happenstance.
Right. So there is a there. It's just, and, you know, self-published and everything else. Like, it's like there's, you know, opportunities for growth. But Yeah, that's what I.
Oh, also get an editor, man. If you don't have an editor, you need one. Like I say this with love. Everyone
Yeah.
deserves an
Yes,
editor.
right.
Everyone deserves an editor
Mm-hmm.
because there's just like little things that
Mhm.
someone else could pick up on.
Yeah.
And then like show you or point out to you and
Oh
then
yeah,
revise.
no, there wasn't. Yeah, there wasn't one. That's one of the things that he said is like, I literally did this, like, at home, my computer between raising kids and going to work and
Yeah.
all of these other things, and didn't like have any help on
Yeah.
this whatsoever. So
Yeah.
this is all me,
All him.
doing this.
All him.
And there's a lot of really good things in the sense of, like, again, somebody who's doing this kind of all on their own. I mean, every single published author that's not self-published has an editor, has somebody that is looking over some things and looking over pages and telling, whether it's their agent or whomever, it's like, look, get rid of this and keep this and expand this, and this doesn't land,
Yeah.
and having that level of expertise. So again, I just want to like be like, when you create this thing and you put it out into the world, it's
Listen, hey, credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
You wrote a book.
yeah, right.
Not everyone can write a book.
No.
And man, I have
With a beginning, a middle, and an end.
I have a lot that I
Yeah.
could say about this
Yeah,
book.
right.
There's a lot I have said about this
Yeah,
book, but there's
yeah.
a lot more I could say about this
Yeah.
book. What it ultimately boils down to is you wrote a book, and I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I wouldn't have read it if Greg hadn't asked me to read it.
Yeah, I'm really glad I did, though. I'm glad you
Um,
consented.
and I consented.
Right. This person created this artifact and poured their heart and soul into it, and it was not Pulitzer Prize or Nobel
He-
Prize material. Just
Here
not.
is what I will commit to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to read those two other Just in
Okay.
Case stories.
Yeah.
But if he writes, if your friend Scott writes another story that is not Just in Case,
Yeah.
a whole new
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
I will read it.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I think that Scott should branch out and come up with a new storyline to tell.
Yeah.
Something different, maybe something a little more grounded in reality, something where you don't need to explain the science behind it or the magic behind it.
Yeah.
Maybe something just like grounded completely in reality. It could still be absurd. It could still be a comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, you do you, Scott, but I'll read another one if he does something that's not Just in
Yeah.
Case.
Right on.
Yeah.
I think, I tried to do a time travel in my, like, going in and out of the Fae and like the D&D group. And it got real complicated real fast. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, I don't know. Why did I do this?
Why did I
Like,
introduce time travel?
Right. I mean, I had a reason to. There was somebody that was looking for something, but at the same time, like,
What have I
I'm
done?
not going to resolve this. This is going to be one of the things that's going to be an open question after the big bad.
Big
At the end of the
big
campaign.
can of worms.
It is. It really is. It is tough. Like, there's
Yeah.
a handful of things that get it. I mean, they get it wrong all the time.
Are there any questions about this book that you want to ask me
Yeah.
before we wrap up?
Oh, let's see. So here's a question that I have. So there's not exactly a reason why I brought up Rick and Morty and Futurama, but what I saw, again, this is my second after, I really saw this as almost an animated feature.
Yeah, I agree. This could have been a cartoon.
More than something that's, live action-y or, Hitchhiker's Guide to the, like, it really felt like there's enough material in here to make like a 45-minute long cartoon that could be pretty quick.
I agree. I agree.
That's how and you take all the other stuff and just get rid of it, and then you have this really kind of fast-paced 45-minute cartoon.
This could have been a two-parter. Yeah, you end the first episode with them like teleporting off into space.
Mm-hmm.
And like it ends with them seeing the Lasterfand, and then the second episode's the rest.
Two
episodes.
2 episodes. Yeah, like a 22-minute long, whatever it is. Yeah.
Where's the question?
No, the question was, can you see this as an animated
Oh yes,
thing?
yes.
That was my point. That was my
yes.
question.
I could absolutely see this as a cartoon,
Yeah.
and I agree.
Yeah. So that's all I got, I think.
Okay.
And I'm really grateful that you took the time. I know that you read like high fiction a lot, and King Arthur and in different languages and shit like that. Don't you do that?
I do read
Yeah.
King Arthur.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. We've done 6 now.
Yeah.
Maybe 7 when this comes out.
Right.
But we've done 6.
And
yeah.
And this is a lighter fare.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a puff pastry with
I mean, I don't
a
have
cream
to
filling.
like translate it into modern English. So I've got that going for me.
Oh, which is nice. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah. But no, you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time.
But yeah. If we were to cover another book, what would it be?
Oh, the Bible. It's something short.
The Funklit Bible Study.
yeah. yeah, the Funklit. Yeah. Yeah. Putting the FU in fun. Yeah, that's what I say to that. Another book. Oh man, I don't know.
I asked your wife this question. You know
Oh.
what she told me?
What?
She said she'd want to do Tropic of Cancer,
Oh man.
which I looked up.
Yeah.
It is a classic erotica.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well,
Mhm.
maybe I should read it. If I ain't living it and don't know it.
But she said with
Yeah.
very little thought, she was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Tropic of Cancer. It
Wow.
would be Tropic of Cancer. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay. And and I knew nothing about it. And
Yeah.
then I looked it up and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, wow, this is like spicy stuff. This is like old spicy stuff.
Is that Henry James?
I don't know.
Is that?
I don't
Oh,
know.
you said you looked it up.
Yeah, a while ago.
Okay.
I remember the title. What do you want from me?
I
haven't read it.
Well, I guess I know where you stopped reading. The subtitle of a classic erotica.
It wasn't a subtitle.
Oh.
That was what I took away from what I read.
It is Henry Miller.
Okay.
Tropic of Cancer is so I was right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
It's just had its 90th anniversary last year.
Okay.
And it's an autobiographical novel. So I don't know. Maybe there's a picture book I can get. For
Oh,
it.
this
I don't know.
book? Yeah, you definitely want pictures. Yeah, for sure.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. She's like that. I don't mean picture book, but I mean she's like very. She wants something you can really think about. I mean Octavia Butler and others. Like she's.
I like
all
Octavia
about,
Butler.
Yeah, all of that stuff. So,
Yeah.
I guess there's probably going to be a part 2 then with Tropic of Cancer.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'd have to broach that subject. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I won't speak for her, and I haven't asked her opinion, so I don't have the ability to cite her because I will not speak for her, but I will cite her.
Good man. Good
Yeah.
man.
Do my best.
Well, it was lovely having you on, Greg.
Thanks. Yeah.
I'm glad that we finished discussing this book.
Yeah.
And I hope to have you on again at some point in the future.
You bet.
You're a very busy man, so who knows?
Yeah.
But
It remains to be seen. The future is unwritten.
Mhm.
And thanks for taking this up of
yeah.
somebody that I think was actually craving feedback and didn't necessarily get a lot of in-depth feedback. I'm sure he might be thinking at the end of that
what have I done?
well, no, like maybe I should have listened to I wish you guys should have done this years ago before I wrote my next 2 books.
Wow.
And I've read part of the third book because you can read them in either order.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember
Yeah.
you telling me that,
Right.
and that was interesting to me.
Yeah. So I remember reading part, and I feel like it's gotten like a little bit better because I hear that about the dialogue. But I'll need to go back. My life got pretty complicated about 1.5 years ago.
Yeah. Oddly enough. Incidentally.
Right. Incidentally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well,
thanks for doing this. Thanks for letting me be part of Functionally Literate.
You're welcome. Thank you, Vidwest Studios, for letting us use your space and your equipment. Public Media Matters, access to equipment for the public to be able to make their own music, make their own TV, make their own podcasts matters. So thank you, Vidwest. Thank you, Jake Weller, for the music, the intro and outro music. All of our sound effects come from Jake. Thank you, Jacques, for being our audio recorders. Thank you, Greg, for being here. Thank
You
you.
can call me Dreg. So Jack and Jacques and Dreg.
Thank you, Greg. And thank you, future Ryan, for editing this and putting it out. Bye.
Bye.